important to celebrate when that happens. Probably not happening as often during the week as I would like, but it's always good to appreciate it and holler. And why? Well, the car park that I park my car in has been really rutted out by the rain, it's great big holes. This car has the worst suspension. And I arrived there this morning and someone had filled it in with, you know, all that road base and whatnot, and it was brand spanking. And that was just really nice to have someone you don't even know kind of pull a favour on your behalf just because it's the right thing to do. I don't know if they've got other motives, I guess they might, but it's just nice to have something go well. And what else? Oh, there was a document I was dreading that I was going to have to write from scratch and sort of not cook the books, but do a bit of salesmanship, and I don't like that. I like to be super honest and just people who are who they are. But anyway, I was grateful that I discovered a document written by someone who'd put in a bit of effort before, and it's something I can use. So nice little shortcut that reflects, that I work with some good people who give a damn and produce some good quality work. It didn't always feel like it was on my shoulders, which is interesting because, you know, one of those Facebook, I wouldn't say influencers, but someone was asking the question, what are you sick of carrying? And the third question was, if you won a heap of money, basically, what's the first thing you would do? No, I can't remember. Oh, the middle question was, what do you want more of? And I wrote the questions down, but that's as far as I got. I was feeling a bit blocked about that. But the money one is interesting because kiddo still has to go to his school, and I wouldn't do anything to interfere with that for him. So it's not like I can just go and do all this travel. And I've done enough travel in my life to know that if you've seen all the temples, you've seen all the churches, you've seen all the mountains, you've seen all the rivers, the waterfalls, that's not actually the substance that I seek. It's relationship, and therefore the relationships my boy is forming and learning to, all the things that school is wonderful for, I would still continue. And my first thought was I would actually probably still go and do some of the stuff that I'm already whinging about that I have to do every day with, just a different sort of perspective. And I guess that's the whole value of these types of questions, is if you shift your perspective now, and are the barriers self-imposed? Because they usually are, most of the time. And that's, I think, why we get angry at ourselves. Anyway, pulling into the school. Just a few more days till book week. It's exciting, and I'm actually going out on the town to a theatre show with a mate, something I very rarely do. I always have that moment of, I don't want to do it, go out at night time after a big day. And if it's the arts or something with music, mate, you can't wipe the grin off my face. Once I'm there, I'm in it 150%, just cutting sick and loving it, and proud to be a vicarious member of the arts community. Always have been. And you know what? The audience is every bit as valuable as the performance. One can't exist without the other. Now, I could exist without the sun shining in my eyes. Oh, right now, doesn't matter. All right, little gratitude journal on the way to get my boy Will we go to the gym? The negotiations begin. Self-imposed boundaries and barriers. Right, while we're being positive, Ambrose's $185 Akubra hat, the second one that I've just bought, was missing, but we've got a chance, we've got a lead. We've got a lead that might lead us to the other two missing hats. So that's 3 now. So I consider that positive because it's better than the complete void of information that I had on that, and it was driving me nuts. So I'm grateful for the chance of a resolution. They don't often always come by us in life. Fingers crossed. Sticking with the blinded by the light theme, driving in the car today, the western sun. I was thinking, don't expect a nice bookend to the mystery of the hats. So I think the lead's not as strong as I hoped. And it's funny because I just been, I want to say preaching, that's probably a bit of a wrong word to use, but I was explaining to a few people over the last few days that there are some mysteries that you don't ever get a resolution to, and that's some of the hardest lessons for especially a rigid and inflexible mind to grasp when they're young or ever. It's kind of injustice, isn't it, that there are so many unsolvable dynamics, relationships, problems in the world. But the smartest people, the most successful people, are those that can let it go. Because needing to be right, needing to understand the truth of everything is a bit of a recipe for breaking your own brain, sending yourself around the bend, and just generally losing trust in a lot of things. So I can't offer you a nice neat bookend to the gratitude journal. It may not resolve itself, the dilemma of today, but the point of it was to count your blessings, because you cannot realise the power of the salience of some negative experiences. They loom so much greater in your memory, and you forget all the good things, all the micro things that happen every day. So it's really important to have balance to that, to our brain's tendency to just remember the tricky stuff. Organically, not in a forced way, but when you see an opportunity to be a bit positive, it's not rubbish. You must take it. You must. All right, I'm tired. Gotta go to bed. Talk to you next time.